Good morning, everybody. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday so far, staying all warm and cozy. For those who are new here, my name is Christine Araoka, and I am the music director here at UCF. For our welcoming hymn, we'll be singing This Little Light of Mine, hymn number 118. You may rise in mind, body, or spirit, and join us in singing.
Please be seated. Good morning. And welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation in Fullerton, an inclusive community dedicated to building a better world. Whoever you are, however you identify, whether you join us in person or online, you are welcome.
Patrick, did you want to come up for the announcements?
A couple weeks ago, I handed out a makeshift volunteer form on a yellow pad like this. I lost it. I'm very sorry. I know there were 4 people on it, and I was so happy to see them on it. I have a real one, and I am going to make sure I have it at the end of the day. So I'm going to pass that around. That's my announcement. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Patrick. I have a few brief announcements as well. If you're a parent of a child in grades 7 through 9 and you would like to learn more about our OWL classes, there will be an informational Zoom meeting Wednesday, January 7th at 7 p.m., 7 and 7. The Paint a Pride Project returns to meeting the first Saturday of each month at 9 a.m. to send birthday cards and notes of support to the LGBTQ community. Also, next Saturday is our monthly Zoom drop-in support led by Dr. Karen Anderson, meeting at 12:30. Today is the last day to let Amy know if you have any changes to make your directory entry. Very important. And for more information on these and other church happenings, please see the emailed weekly UUCF announcements. You should be getting those in your email. Well, I'm privileged to introduce our guest speaker, Megan Smock. Megan has been a member of UUCF since 2018, where she currently serves as worship chair. So technically, Megan, you're my boss. She spent many years as a member of the Moravian Church, a Protestant Christian denomination, which has a fascinating history, which she was just regaling me with, and that's why we were running a little bit late. And at that church, she had many opportunities to create worship services and offer the message working in a church that did not have a minister. Megan shares her passion for worship design with Reverend Rob and a dynamic and hardworking worship and music team. Our caring listener today is Christina Garner. You can speak with her after the service if you have any concerns or would simply like someone to talk to, and trust that what you share is always confidential. We'll be sharing joys and sorrows a little bit later in service, so if you're in the sanctuary and you'd like to share, the slips are located in the back table, and you can fill them out up until the beginning of Time for All Ages. If you're joining us online, I invite you to post your joys and sorrows in the comments section. And those of you in the sanctuary are now welcome to take a moment to greet one another.
Before we sing our next hymn, I'm a little nervous today. I've not been the guest speaker before. I'm usually telling the guest speaker what to do. Okay. UUCF acknowledges that this land is situated in the original ancestral homelands of the Ahachiman, Kizh, and Tongva peoples. May we have the humility and courage to help restore what has been broken and the wisdom to live into a new solidarity with indigenous communities and the earth.
For our hymn of the month, it will be hymn number 57, All Beautiful the March of Days. Please rise in mind, body, or spirit and join us in singing.
The chalice lit among us is a beacon of hope in a world in crisis, a beacon of possibility made manifest in community, a beacon of warmth through our interconnections, a beacon of light illuminating our shared wisdom, a beacon of connection by our being together. Please join me in saying our Unison Affirmation on the screens. This flame affirms the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. Love is the doctrine that we share. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve human need. Thus do we covenant with one another.
It is our custom to provide donations of non-perishable food and personal care items for Pathways of Hope, a local food bank. Please check the dates on your items. We are unable to donate any items with expired dates. As the children come forward, they are asked to collect the donations placed at the end of the rows. And now the children are invited to come forward for Time for All Ages.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Sorry. Good morning. My name's Megan Watson. I'm the teen coordinator here at UUCF. This is Joy Ellis, our elementary teacher. And today I would like to share a little bit of information about a man who was born on December 25th, who helped teach some very important moral lessons about how we should treat our fellow human beings. It's not that guy that you're thinking of. I thought it would give it away, but the thing has not changed yet. Haha, it's still going to be a surprise. That's right. Rod Serling was born on Christmas Day. He's the creator of the Twilight Zone. This is going to make me very sad right now. Do you guys know what the Twilight Zone is? Okay, good. Whew, phew. All right. You don't know? Okay. Oh, they changed the ride at Disneyland, so now, oh no. Oh, I'm going to cry. So Rod Serling was born on Christmas Day. He was born into a Jewish family in New York State, and he went on to join the Army and was awarded a Purple Heart for his injuries that he received in the Pacific during World War II. When he returned from the war, he attended college in Ohio, where he met his future wife, Carol. She was a Protestant, and both of their families were a little concerned about this interfaith relationship. It was not long after that they decided to become Unitarian Universalists. They were active members of the Unitarian Community Church of Santa Monica, which is still there today, and they often used the fame of the Twilight Zone to boost fundraisers for the church and the UUA by hosting readings or talks about different scripts to fundraise for their church. The Twilight Zone was created because Serling wanted to be able to address social issues directly, but in the 1950s and 1960s, that was not something advertisers or the TV networks wanted to support. However, if these issues were wrapped in a science fiction setting, it certainly wasn't as controversial. That's not about us, that's about aliens. Spoilers, it was super about us. Episodes focused on conformity, the Holocaust, ageism, censorship, nuclear war, and often prejudice. Yes, we'll talk about that. The singular evil of our time, Serling told the Los Angeles Times in 1967, is prejudice. In almost everything I've written, there's a thread of this, a man's seemingly palpable need to dislike someone other than himself. There's still a lot to be learned from this popular show almost 70 years after it premiered. Today, the teens are going to watch and discuss a very famous episode. Some of you might have heard of it, The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street. Oh, okay. Excellent. Excellent. You're going to be an expert. Every year, the Sci-Fi Channel runs a marathon of the original series on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and I always remember watching it as a kid, which is why I thought this would be a perfect day to do this. I'm glad that the series lives on and that its messages can continue to change hearts and minds. In the closing words of one of the episodes called The Shelter, Serling expresses what he understood to be humanity's greatest challenge. No moral, no message, no prophetic track, just a simple state of fact. For civilization to survive, the human race has to remain civilized. So we will discuss the Twilight Zone with the teens. Let's go.
Go with wisdom, go with wonder, go to create a brand new day. Learn to see the light within you as we send you on your way. Go with wisdom, go with wonder, go to create a brand new day. Learn to see the light within you as we send you on your way.
To serve man, it's a cookbook. Who remembers that? We begin by lighting a candle for all our concerns for the larger world, our wish for peace and justice, our hopes for the children who will inherit the planet. May this candle represent all those wishes and calls to action that are more than we can articulate in the space. And now let us share the personal joys and sorrows of our lives. Do we have any today?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. One is from Evan Ferraro, and it's a joy. She said, I have a new job that pays better and is more consistent. I get to teach students who need extra support, and we all take and we will take on new challenges in their aim. Sorry, it's a little hard to read. They are brave, kind, and creative, and I'm proud to be part of their lives. Congratulations, Evan. And Mary Rhodes has a joy. My son Neil is here from New Zealand. We now light one more candle for all those joys, concerns, and sorrows that remain unexpressed but are still held close in our hearts. And now, please join me in saying the affirmation on the screen. We join you in celebrating your joys. May you feel our love and compassion for your sorrows and concerns. For all that is spoken and unspoken, may the caring of our beloved community sustain us all.
For our next hymn, we'll be singing hymn number 168, One More Step. You may rise in mind, body, or soul.
You're also welcome to stay seated if you like for this one. meditation, reflection, and prayer. You may close your eyes, take a deep breath, or whatever helps you find your center. Here we are gathered, humanist and Christian, non-theist, Buddhist, and Jew, pagan and seeker, a Unitarian Universalist congregation. Let us confess that we know what we know to be true. We are quick to proclaim our faith, but slow to live the teachings of that faith as it has been handed down to us across every generation. From prophets, preachers, and sages, scientists, historians, and poets, great thinkers of every age. From ordinary people who would have us understand what it is to be and what it is to love thy neighbor. We are quick to judge one another, but slow to act for justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. We're quick to ignore or smooth over broken places among us, too fearful to work for peace and healing. We're quick to share our knowledge, but slow to temper the knowledge with with love and wisdom that leads us always closer to the truth. In small and large ways, we are overwhelmed by all we cannot do. For all the times we fail to affirm and promote the inherent worth and dignity of every person, when we do not affirm and promote the goal of a world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all, when we live as though interdependence were a personal choice and not a fact of our existence. We ask forgiveness of one another, and we vow to begin again in this and every moment. Let us now share a moment of silence.
This reading really resonated with me because of the importance of hope in our lives. I think we need hope now more than we ever did. We, bearers of the dream, affirm that a new vision of hope is emerging. We pledge to work for that community in which justice will be actively present. We affirm that there is struggle yet ahead. Yet we know that in the struggle is the hope for the future. We affirm that we are co-creators of the future, not passive pawns, and we stand united in affirmation of our hope and vision of a just and inclusive society. We affirm the unity of all persons that allows us to touch upon each other's humanity. We affirm a unity that opens our eyes, ears, and hearts to see the different but common forms of oppression, suffering, and pain. Yet we are one in the image of God, and we celebrate our hopes for human unity. Within ourselves and within the gathered community, we will discover the strength not to hide in indifference. Affirming that hope, publicly expressed, energizes and enables us to move forward. Together, we pledge action to transcend barriers, be they racial, political, economic, social, or religious. We pledge to make our tomorrows become our todays.
I'm Megan, and I am a word nerd. I love language, especially words. I love the study of their sounds, phonetics, and phonemics, the diversity of how words change over time and over geographic area. I love the sound. I've always loved words. That's probably one of the reasons I pursued a degree in Russian language and literature. Don't ask. I can tell you way more about Tolstoy than you really want to know, trust me. In recent years, I've become more interested in the various meanings of words, particularly those less well-known or archaic definitions, and how we use them. When I first came to UUCF, I mumbled my way through the affirmation we say together when we light the chalice, not really paying much attention to what it meant. Over time, I began to ponder the words themselves, what and why certain words were chosen and how they were used. I'm sure there was a committee of hardworking people who took on this task to create this affirmation, and believe me, I commend them all. I'd like to share some of my observations with you, if you don't mind. We call this an affirmation. What exactly is an affirmation? It's defined as a noun, a positive assertion or statement repeated regularly. When applied to the spiritual life, an affirmation is a positive present tense statement which asserts a belief or idea, a spiritual commitment. Now let's look at our affirmation. We begin with, "This flame affirms." To affirm is the verb form of affirmation, meaning to state as a fact, assert strongly and publicly an idea, belief, or principle as true or factual, offer emotional support or encouragement, agree with and uphold a decision. Our chalice flame doesn't just symbolize, but strongly and publicly asserts our beliefs and values as Unitarian Universalists. The next line, the light of truth. Fire is a source of light in darkness. Our flame affirms truth as a light in the darkness of prejudice, fascism, discrimination, disinformation, and the erosion of basic human rights and dignity. The warmth of community. Fire provides heat and warmth. Our flame affirms the importance of a beloved community, where our souls are warmed by acceptance, validation, compassion, encouragement, caring, and love. And the fire of commitment. Fire provides energy to maintain and affirm our commitment to the ideals expressed in our vision statement, which reads, "We are a diverse, inclusive, welcoming congregation that supports spiritual growth and education for all ages, guided by our values of interdependence, justice, pluralism, generosity, equity, transformation, all centered in love. We provide caring service to one another and to the larger community, bringing purpose to our lives and meaning to our existence." Love is the doctrine that we share. This one used to really bug me. How could an emotion be a doctrine? And remember, I come from a Christian church, so I know about doctrine. As the central tenet of the Unitarian Universalism, love is the fundamental principle that guides all our shared beliefs and practices. All of our values are centered in love, as seen in our shared values flower, which unfortunately I forgot to give Amy the slide for. In this context, love is understood as a powerful and fierce ethic that emphasizes our values rather than a romantic or sentimental emotion. Love is the guiding spirit, the central force that binds this community together and provides the foundation for all our other shared values and principles. It's not a passive feeling, but an active, hard love that compels us to work for justice and transformation in the world. Living out this ethic of love is a spiritual discipline that involves being accountable to one another and to striving to grow together. It's a radical and inclusive love that makes room for all individuals and celebrates diversity. An expression of faith, it is the spirit of this congregation and its foundation of service, guiding how members relate to each other and to the world. Okay, what's a doctrine? From Latin docere, to teach, a set of core beliefs or principles or teachings officially established and taught by a group such as a religion, political party, or military, providing a framework for understanding and action. It offers fundamental principles, policies, or positions for a system of belief or practice. So perhaps the word doctrine was chosen to reflect that love, in all its aspects, is not only about the foundation and guiding force of all of our UU values and principles, but is woven into all aspects of our teachings and beliefs. We believe love must be shared through worship, education, fellowship, social action, service, and outreach to keep our community of faith healthy and growing. The quest for truth is our sacrament. The quest is fundamentally a long and arduous search for something, to achieve a specific goal or any focused and determined pursuit, or search for something abstract involving personal growth, integrity, and finding one's purpose. It involves obstacles, trials, or challenges that must be overcome, often resulting in a change or transformation, including gaining wisdom, maturity, or new skills. Perhaps the best example of this is the hero's quest, described by the work of Dr. Joseph Campbell, one of my absolute favorites, by the way. We see the quest for truth as a lifelong search, critically examining our preconceptions, seeking reliable information, and understanding the world and our place in it. Gaining genuine understanding, often by exploring all sides of an issue. The intellectual and emotional work of critically assessing our own bias and preconceptions requiring courage and a willingness to challenge what is comfortable. The pursuit of truth helps inform ethical decisions and leads to a greater clarity and authenticity in all our beliefs and actions. So, how is this a sacrament? The original meaning of the word sacrament comes from Latin sacramentum, or oath or pledge. It broadly referred to any manifestation or revelation of the sacred. It is the earnest personal search for and meaning and understanding as a sacred central religious act. The quest for truth is a sacrament. Reflects our UU principle of free and responsible search for truth and meaning, emphasizing lifelong learning, questioning, and individual spiritual exploration as a deeply spiritual practice. And service is our prayer. Let's start out with the word prayer. Common types of prayer include adoration, expressing praise and worship, petition, asking for personal needs, intercession, praying for others, thanksgiving, showing gratitude for blessings, and confession, asking for forgiveness. So service is our prayer because we believe that acting to help others is a form of worship and a way to connect with the divine. That spirituality is not limited to private meditation, but can be actively expressed through compassionate action in the world. Service is a core part of faith, emphasizing the true spirituality should lead to outward-facing actions, sometimes requiring courage and a willingness to challenge what's comfortable. We understand that along with verbal or private prayer, social action is a spiritual practice and form of prayer. We know that engaging in service can transform a person, making them more compassionate, sensitive, and aware of the interconnectedness of all people. Service is our prayer reflects the idea that spiritual beliefs must be put into action, or as my great-grandmother was apparently fond of saying, I actually didn't know her. She was married to a Baptist minister, so she used to say, prayers are fine, but you gotta put feet to them. To dwell together in peace. Dwell. There's a word, dwell. Why couldn't they just say live? Dwell is more formal and implies a deep, settled, often permanent residence. It suggests a longer settled stay in a specific place, or a prolonged focus on a thought to linger over or brood on something, to dwell on something. Perhaps dwell was chosen over live to reflect the permanence of our commitment to share our lives as a peace-seeking community and to keep our attention focused upon maintaining a state of peace, unity, and fellowship, emphasizing living together as a congregation with love, patience, and a shared faith and purpose. The principle extends beyond just avoiding conflict to actually fostering love, patience, and understanding in all our relationships. To seek knowledge in freedom. We understand the importance of connecting education, truth-seeking, with the fundamental human aspiration for liberty and self-realization. That true freedom requires knowledge, and conversely, that knowledge can only be genuinely pursued in an environment of freedom. Knowledge empowers individuals, liberating them from the chains of ignorance, fear, prejudice, and manipulation. Perhaps Frederick Douglass said it best when he famously asserted, "Knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave," highlighting how education allows individuals to understand their rights, question unjust systems, and demand freedom. Study and knowledge offer us the possibility to grow personally and spiritually. This phrase refers to self-knowledge, or the understanding of one's own mind and inner being as the key to personal freedom and inner peace. We understand and uphold the principles of academic and intellectual freedom, suggesting that a free society depends on the ability of its citizens to pursue knowledge without limitation or censorship, to serve human need. We believe that to help others with their basic physical or emotional requirements through selfless acts of kindness, compassion, creates deep connections and relationships, and fosters a source of strength, perseverance, and growth within us. As a congregation and as individuals, we practice this through connecting with and caring for people such as our adopted family, supporting local initiatives, volunteering, donating, or contributing time, money, or goods to individuals and organizations that work to help people in need, such as Pathways for Hope. Promoting well-being by helping address and designate issues related to mental and physical health. Certainly, our social justice program on disabilities last year, well, actually this year, is a good example. Advocating for others by becoming champions and protectors of justice and support for those who are struggling. Acting with kindness and compassion without expecting anything in return. And upholding the dignity of all people and recognizing their inherent value. We're almost done, I promise. Thus do we covenant with one another. A covenant is a sacred binding agreement or relationship with God or another that involves promises, stipulations, and mutual responsibilities. More profound than a simple legal contract, a covenant establishes a deep, personal, and permanent bond. Our covenant represents a commitment to a shared way of living based on principles like seeking truth, loving one another, and serving humanity. A framework for how we relate to each other, a foundation for building trust in a beloved community. Preceded by the specific principles that define our community's purpose and shared values. We then use the verb to covenant, which moves this from an agreement among ourselves to a sacred commitment to ourselves, our congregation, and the universe. So, we have affirmed, we have upheld, and we have covenanted. Every week, we come together as a community of diverse and individual seekers. We begin our worship experience by lighting our chalice. Through its flame, we affirm our need and desire for truth, community, and commitment. We uphold the fundamental value of love, our righteous and determined search for truth, and the practical spirituality of service to be sacred. We work to create a world where all may live in hope and peace. We continue the search for knowledge without constraints and the rights of dignity and freedom. We commit to serving the needs of our community and humanity, whoever and however we are able. And finally, we do these things not as a promise or agreement, but as a sacred covenant with each other, because we believe them to be the best ways to live our Unitarian Universalist faith. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. That was beautiful. At UUCF, we embrace the possibility of a world filled with peace, acceptance, justice, love, and joy. By our financial commitment, we help this congregation make those possibilities real in a challenging world. A basket's being brought around the sanctuary, and there are payment options on the screen. Whatever you are able to give is received with gratitude. We thank you so much for your commitment and generosity in supporting our beloved community.
Our time together is at an end, and our work has just begun. The work of holding one another in this community in love, of believing that our affirmations and values connect us in our identity, mission, goals, and aspirations. The work of commitment to deeper understanding, radical inclusion, and collective liberation. The work of maintaining the beloved community as a place where we are all welcomed, respected, valued, and cherished. A place where we belong. We now extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts wherever we may go. Amen, shalom, salam, namaste, and blessed be. Thank you. Please stand in mind, body, or spirit for our closing hymn.
I just wanted to say a few words. When I was music director, I was privileged to attend a dozen or more UUMN, Unitarian Universalist Musicians Network conferences that were held all over the United States and Canada. And one of the very brightest people that I ever met was a man by the name of Jason Shelton. He is a musician, a minister, and he co-wrote the words to Fire of Commitment, and he wrote the music. So let's sing with gusto.
Please join us for a social hour.